So what is a tax sale overages list and how do you get one of those? Well, the good news is it's really easy, and this is attorney Bob Diamond. I'm going to tell you all about how to do it today. So a tax sale overages list is very simply a list of money that's left over when properties, meaning houses and land, were sold at tax foreclosure auction because someone didn't pay the real estate taxes, and that's the money that's left over. And the reason that happens, or how that happens, is the property sells for more than the taxes that are due. So if you had a $10,000 tax bill and the property sold for $50,000, there would be $40,000 left over. That's called the overage. Now, how do you get that list? Well, it works differently in different states, so I'm going to be able to give you some generalities that will help you, and I'll give you a specific example or two that you could go try yourself and do this. So in this video, so bear with me, I'll give you at the end like specific searches you could do to get you started. But generally what you want to do is contact whoever does the foreclosing. So the first search I would do is go into Google and do a search, and if you're working in Georgia and you want to know about foreclosures, you might say list of tax foreclosures in DeKalb County, Georgia. DeKalb is spelled D-E-K-A-L-B, and it's part of, or Atlanta is a part of DeKalb County. So you type that in, and what you're looking for is a list of properties that are going to be sold at tax foreclosure sale. And generally you can expect that to be with either a sheriff of the county or the tax collector, sometimes the county treasurer, sometimes the county auditor. It's going to be one of those parties. But when you do the Google search, Google's typically smart enough to figure it out. So what you're looking for is whoever is holding the sales. And that's the person that's going to have that overages list. So once you find the sale, then you're going to know the department, and then you can do a search. Typically on that website, they're going to have it. And often the way the websites are structured, you're going to see upcoming sales, but then also sale results and something that'll say they're excess funds or overages or overbids. They're all synonyms for money left over. And typically the list is right there. Now, if you don't see the list there, you can try another Google search. You could say, excess funds, DeKalb County, Georgia. And if you did that search, then what you'd see is a list of the excess funds. And a couple of tricks when you're looking at this: make sure that you look at the latest list, and it doesn't mean that it'll be dated today, it won't. It's usually dated from whatever the last time they changed it, which will usually be the last time that they held a tax sale. So it may be a month or two old, or maybe even older than that. But just check. If you see one that's from 2 years ago, it's not the current list, so just redo your search. And also, the people at the counties are typically very, very helpful. So if you can't find the list, then simply go to the website where they have the upcoming sales and just look for their email address. They always have a way to submit an inquiry or an email for the person, and just send them an email or send them an inquiry and just say, hey, I'm looking for the list of monies left over from the tax foreclosure auction. Could you please give that to me? I wouldn't use the term overages, and the reason I wouldn't is that in some states they're called overages, in some they're called excess funds, and some they're called overbids. So if you use the wrong term, sometimes they get confused and they don't know what you're talking about. So just use a more generic search, which is just give me a list of monies left over from the last tax foreclosure auction or from prior tax foreclosure auctions. These are public information lists, so easy to get, not a state secret, and that is how you get your list. So a couple of searches you might try to get an idea of what's out there. You could do DeKalb County, Georgia excess funds list, and that'll bring you to a page just like you see up here. It'll bring you to that page, and you can see the link that goes to the excess funds list. You could do Broward County, Florida excess funds list, and that would take you to this list. So pick a state and a county. Now, all states don't have overages. There are a few states that run things differently, like for example, Illinois, Colorado. They don't run a tax sale the way anybody else does, so they don't generate overages. But I will tell you, the Supreme Court decided in a recent case called Tyler versus Hennepin County that states do have to give back excess monies generated from tax sales. And I expect to see changes in the Illinois and Colorado laws. There are other states already changing it, like Massachusetts just changed it, New York State just changed it. So the overage business is really growing. And I'm in the overages business, by the way. So that business is the business of finding monies that are left over from tax sales, and then getting the contact information of the people eligible to claim the money, and then reaching out and saying, hey, would you like some help claiming this money? We work for a percentage. If we're successful, we get paid. If we're not, it doesn't cost you anything. So that's the Overages business. If you're interested in that business, I teach that business as well as do the business. I'm an attorney, so I have a pretty big Overages business. But if you're interested in learning how to do the business, and at everything from getting lists like we've been talking about today, getting the contact information for the people, what do you say to them? Because let's face it, when you call somebody and say, hey, person that lost your house at tax foreclosure, you're owed $50,000. They're like, yeah, right. And Santa Claus is coming tomorrow too, right? They don't believe you. So, there are words that you say that work to get them over what I call the bridge of skepticism or the bridge of doubt to being a client so that you can help them. So, I give those words to my students because that is where the trick of this whole business is. The getting lists is actually the easy part. The much harder part is getting people to believe you, and it's doable because they really want and need the money, but it is where the trick to the business is. So anyway, we teach people that, and then of course I teach people how to claim the money, which as an attorney, I'm probably the best equipped to do that. I've been doing this business for over 10 years. I love the business. I love the business because I help people, I make great money. And what could be better than that? A business where you help people and make great money, I think is just the ideal thing. And by the way, you don't have to be an attorney to do this business. If you need an attorney, you can hire them, but generally you don't need attorneys for this business. And so lots of entrepreneurs take this on. Lots of people that are, like they're in their retirement years and want to or need to generate extra income. Like I could do this on the side. I have plenty of retired people that do a handful of deals a year and do really well. We have other people who are like, I've been doing nursing for the past 20 years. Oh, my back hurts and my feet are killing me from all the standing and I can't take it. I need a new job. And they'll start this as a side hustle and they can grow it to the point where it replaces or even enhances their income, and they can leave that nursing job or the corporate job they just can't take anymore. Absolutely can leave that. I also have people that are younger that just want to take on the world and build a big business like I've built. And I have a substantial Overages business. I think probably the biggest in the country. I don't know what everybody does, but I think ours probably is. We have so far this year about $6 million in claims signed up. But in any event, I have a team that gets the leads. I have a team that finds the contact information, a team that calls them up or sends them letters and gets them signed up. And I have a team that turns in the claims, and I manage the business. I measure and manage the key operating indicators. I hire the right people, I pay them the right amount, and we have a great business going with that. So this business can be any of those things. It really can be run at whatever scale you want. Most importantly though, if you're going to look at this as a business, be a person that really wants to help people. This is a business where you're helping people who have really been hurt badly, lost their home. It's very traumatic. And so if that turns you on and gets you jazzed up, this is a great business for you. So if you want to know more about that, just click on the link up there for the intro to the Overages business video, or if you don't see that because your browser isn't supporting that, then just click down below the video. You'll see the intro to Overages business video. I'll give you the lowdown on the business. I'll tell you more about it. And at the end of that, if you're interested, I'm happy to teach you the business. So this is attorney and Overages entrepreneur Bob Diamond. It's been great being with you here today. I hope that was useful and you can see and get some lists, and I will hopefully see you on the intro to the Overages business video. So bye for now. I'll see you in a few minutes.